Well, it's day 4. Last night was day 4 of the riots here in Northern Ireland. They were sparked off by an alleged sexual assault in Ballymena, but then this spread right across the province. We've had problems in Coleraine, Larne, Belfast, and last night was Portadown. There's about 400 youths gathered here, and right at this bridge behind me there was a running battle with the TSG. The police didn't spare any expense in this. They brought in helicopters, massive amounts of police on the ground, dog units, water cannon, plastic bullets were fired. I mean, it was something like back out of the 80s in Northern Ireland last night, and unfortunately today is Friday. This means that weekend people will be in the pubs, they'll be drinking, and recreational rioting may well start. Now, the Chief Constable has called this morning for those involved to stop it, but most people here are concerned about cultural issues, housing, all the things to do around migration that has happened right across the UK. Communities here say they can't afford it, and that they haven't got room for them, and they want to be listened to. The rhetoric coming out of the politicians here actually is inflaming this by saying things like right-wing thugs, racism. It's not there. This is a real concern about culture melding together and about how quickly culture is changing. If you're going to change culture of a place, you need to change it slowly, not all at one go. And unfortunately, it looks as if this weekend is going to be one of unrest in Northern Ireland. I sincerely hope not, but it is definitely not shaping up.
I want to go now to Northern Ireland because our reporter Dougie Beattie is out and about in Northern Ireland for us. And Dougie, I've been informed that it's basically kicked off again tonight, has it? Can you tell me what's happened where you are, please?
Well, I'm in the Edgarstown estate in Portadown, miles away from Ballymena. It kicked off here last night. A small gathering of youths broke away from a protest, and of course they engaged with the police. Now, the politicians in Northern Ireland have not really came out and wanted to talk to these people that are rioting to find out what's wrong, and instead they are calling them racist thugs, right wing, and it is really escalating here now. And just in the last few moments here, I don't know if you can just see behind me there, that is the police line. That has come under serious attack with bricks, bottles, fireworks, petrol bombs, everything coming in at that line. This is as close as we will get. We were up earlier on. We witnessed arrests and the dogs being sent in. There's a stone just clotting that's there as we speak. But yes, it really is. The tension is getting much higher here in Northern Ireland, and this all comes down to what happened in Ballymena last week. But there are deeper issues here that politicians must engage with. On the way up the motorway, we actually passed the water cannon, so we expect water cannon to be brought in here probably in the next few moments. That's why these lines have moved back, trying to de-escalate the situation. Then the officers will try to push to one side and let the water cannon in to get at the youths that are at the other side. But it is a sad time for Northern Ireland, because if politicians aren't talking and trying to score points off one another, not only are the rioters going to face criminal records, the police officers here that have to live in this community will be under some threat themselves. So really not a good situation for Northern Ireland, and it is all to do with migration, and mostly single men that have came here illegally and are now being housed in areas such as this.
OK, Dougie, thank you very, very much. Thank you for keeping us up to date as well. I know that we sent back some pre-recorded footage as well earlier on, so I'm hoping we might be able to turn that around and get a feel for what it was like a little bit earlier for you. Dougie Beattie there, our Northern Ireland correspondent, keeping us up to date on the incidents there. And Dougie, I believe that there has been some intensification of some of the scraps between police and civilians. Would you like to elaborate, please?
Well, there has been. We've come under serious bombardment of petrol bombs and bricks, and we have now been all told to take hard cover. So I've moved back, and usually that means that there is a gun somewhere behind those lines. So all the police have now got back into their Land Rovers and are basically taking hard cover. So we are actually standing right out behind a Land Rover, hoping that that it doesn't come to pass. But with the planes and stuff in the air, the drones that they have, they can see right down into that area. So there is something very, very sinister. When you're covering riots, when you're told to take hard cover, that is usually what that is, that they have spotted a weapon inside the rioters' lines. So we're just sitting waiting at the moment to know what is happening next.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna, if it's okay with you, Dougie, I'll just ask you one more question. So you are where exactly are you now then? And you said you were in a council estate before. Is that right? And they've asked you to leave because the suspicion is that someone in there has got a gun.
Yeah, so this is Edgarstown in Portadown. They've just called for hard cover, and hard cover means there is either some sort of ballistic device coming their way. You may have seen there's a snatch Land Rover with a very superior camera to anything that we have. On top of that, that picks out people in the crowd. It picks out weapons in the crowd. There's also an aeroplane belonging to the PSNI overhead. It's been circling there for around about an hour so far. They also have drones in there, but they're trying to de-escalate the situation. The police are trying to pull out of Edgarstown, and as they're doing that, of course, the rioters' lines are moving forward, and when they move forward, they're bringing bricks, bottles, petrol. I mean, the smell of petrol up there is unbelievable, but really worryingly so now is this call for hard cover. So we are, where I am now is actually behind 3 police Land Rovers, so hopefully we are safe enough here, but that is a sinister turn of events at these riots.
Please do look after yourself. It sounds like it's really stepped up a notch, and just the thought of a gun being involved is making me want to just make you take even harder cover than what you've got. So thank you, Dougie Beattie, our Northern Ireland reporter.
There's been a 4th night of unrest in Northern Ireland as bricks and kegs were thrown at police in Portadown. The violence follows a peaceful protest in Ballymena on Monday over an alleged sexual assault, but police say it was hijacked by racist thugs. 41 officers have been injured, while families had to hide in attics, and a leisure centre used as a shelter was torched. More than 15 arrests have been made so far.